T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Alright, hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to bring you a review for Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, part of the Netflix collection. Hotlink. He's accompanied by Heatstroke and Heartburn, his target masters, aka Battle Masters is what they're called nowadays. If you're looking for this set, good luck. Here's what the packaging looks like. That's what it looks like on the front. And here's what it looks like on the back, if somehow you didn't know this, but you want this figure. Alright, Heatstroke and Heartburn look pretty identical. The only thing different is their visor color. Heatstroke is the one with the darker visor, and Heartburn is the other guy, who both look like Blowpipe over here, and Aimless. Aimless does have different molding in his arms and legs, and his back weapon is different, but their weapon is the exact same thing as Blowpipe right here. If you're new to these little guys, they have ball jointed shoulders, so they have that much articulation in the arm, and they have ball jointed legs, so they have that much articulation in the leg. There is a transformation joint that gives them backward ab crunch right there, and you can detach their little gun for their gun mode and put it on their arm. But when you do that, it becomes way too heavy normally. I'm shocked this is standing up. I've never been able to get them to stand up with the arm like that. Wow. But to prove me wrong while I'm about to say it, you can do that. But I was going to say it's best if you put that on there and go pew, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. Here is the blast effect they come with. They come with the same exact blast effect as Blowpipe, but Blowpipe had the expulsion of the laser blast at the bottom. So they cheaped out and they didn't even give you that part. Or maybe they wanted it to be different because Hotlink is supposed to be equipped with a flamethrower. So, yeah. Because their transformation is so simple, I'm going to show it off here, but I'm going to skip the transformation on Hotlink. I literally have four reviews with that same mold. He is nothing different but the paint job. They both become guns that look like this. And when you flip it up this way, you see the face. So it just looks like a guy flipped in half, which is nuts to think about. On the original G1 cartoon for America, it was a guy inside of the suit. So I'm like, how big is this suit that it can flip the legs back and contort the body without killing the guy on the inside? And to let you see, like I said, the exact same mold, just different color. And here's what Aimless looks like. He had a different gun and, like I said, different molding on the arms and legs. I'm gonna have a link at the end to my secret playlist, and I'm gonna put a link in the description to at least one of the reviews of this mold where I actually transform it, probably the Starscream version. But the main thing you want to see, because this thing has been repainted to death, is the color scheme. It is pretty much mostly all black plastic, and anywhere you see color, that's actually paint. So that's a lot of paint. He has way more paint probably than even freaking Red Wing, who had a lot of paint. Like, look, all that color variation. That is freaking beautiful. And I don't recall the other ones having like their translucent plastic right there. I'm gonna have to look at another mold, but yeah, I can see that this is actual purple plastic right here, and that's purple plastic, and the shoulder joints are purple plastic, the hip joints are purple plastic, and a few key parts are purple plastic, but most of this is black plastic with purple paint on it. You know, it's weird, and I don't know if it's intentional. He has like silver paint on this part of the plastic where you would never ever see that unless, yeah, I guess you can see it a little bit when you bend that. So I don't know if that's actually intentional, but As far as mold aggregation and whatnot, I haven't transformed them yet. I'll let you know if anything pops off when I transform it. But he has the same issues with the arm blasters, where this one kind of feels loose in there a little bit. This one is tighter, but in here it's not as tight as I would like it to be. But in the hands, they are perfectly still. And in the brief 2 seconds of screen time he got in the cartoon, he did have like long guns. He actually held the guns in his hand, so it's appropriate that they teamed him up with Heartburn and Heatstroke. And I'm noticing that, wait, let me switch these around. I didn't feel this problem earlier. Yeah, that's good. But for whatever reason, this one feels a little bit looser in his hands. And let's put the blast effects on there again. You can't put any blast effects on this part of the barrel or whatever. That peg is too small. I don't know why they would do that. But here you are. I don't know if y'all need articulation reminders, but I'll show the articulation. Head is on a ball joint. You can get a little bit of wiggle. You can look up. He has light piping. You can see the lights. Eyes almost look like they're glowing right now. Head rotates. Arm goes out, rotates around to there, and you get a little bit of a butterfly joint. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist rotate, and they didn't improve on this. When you rotate it this way, it makes the arm open up because there's nothing pegging that together. So you have to basically turn this around. And you see me messing with this. So there's that articulation. You get a waist joint right here that kind of stops right there because of his hips. His hips kick up slightly more than 90 degrees. Definitely, depending on how you have his waist turned, it can go even higher. He has thigh rotation. The knees bend way more than 90 degrees. The ankles can go forward a lot. They can go back. And he gets a tiny bit of ankle pivot. This is straight and this is not straight. So yeah. And the wings can go back all the way. They can flip up and rotate all crazy like. So you can have them flared out like that if you want. And he has ports all over the body for if you want to put the guns down here or something crazy like that. Even 3 back here. Even though I'm doing that secret link in the description, here's the size comparison. Pretty much the same height. Megatron is taller, yada yada yada. Here are these guys next to him, and you can put the blast effects on his regular guns if you like. And you can even port them in the bottom of his feet. Should be able to make him look like he's flying. You can port them in his back, but now you only have 2 though, unless you got what's his name, blowpipe, and then you can have 3. The blast effect for blowpipe is slightly darker. Here he is in his alternate spaceship mode or whatever you want to call him. This paint job is once again still beautiful, and I believe all of them, if you're in bright light like I am, you can kind of see through that seam right here, depending on your lighting. But in hand, if you're just looking at it, you don't notice that. I mean, you notice the panel lining, but he has panel lining all over the body of the jet. But yeah, here's all this stuff down here. There is a stand port right there under there, and he has one right there under the crotch and robot mode. I didn't show that off. And as far as him being a like semi target master, there's a conflict of interest. No matter where you can't have these in and these in at the same time, unless like even it's 3 possible places where you can port these, and all the possible places block having this in, because this can only be in there, which of course will bump right there and a bump right there, or you can have it in here. But you can also do this. The chest didn't fall off, by the way, when I was transforming it. Like, that was a big deal with the initial Starscream mold. Both of these have a port right here. So you can port this weapon there. And if I'm lucky, it's still kind of in the way. So, yeah. Well, let's show this off because I didn't think about doing this. You port these two guns together and you have something that looks like this. And that kind of bumps with that, so you can't even put that in there. But this is what a double gun would look like with him. And to be honest with you, porting here, I mean, that's not incredibly tight. Right here is decent. No, that's loose as well. It can't get into there, and none of these really port as tight as I would like it to port. I mean, you could probably put it there and put it on a stand and don't worry about it. You also lose access to these ports. You can't really stick anything in there. So having these on and these guns is damn near impossible unless somebody else can figure it out some type of way. Here he is with the 3 blasts right there. You could also put the blast down here to make it look like it's flying. So you could, if you had like 5 of these or 5 of some type of blast. Let me see, I got hot rods. That hot rod back there, his little flame blast back there. Since they do have 5mm ports on it. Come on, you. Come on. They do not want to stay in there. And let's see this, since he's supposed to be shooting flames. So there you are with this. So if you had that hot rod, you can actually have them shooting flames. Gonna wrap things up with a deluxe class car comparison. So at Voyager class, it is bigger than this deluxe, and it kind of feels heavy condensed up into this big chunk. But anyway, I love this color scheme. The mold I already thought was good, but this color scheme is definitely beautiful. I never got Skywarp, and I'm thinking this might look even better than freaking Skywarp. I mean, not saying they are the same color, but they do share a very similar color scheme of black, yellow, and purple. So yeah, there is definitely a connection right there. But Skywarp would have a different color configuration for this. But anywho, it looks good. If you like the way this looks, I can definitely suggest it. The joints are tight, having minimal issues besides the things that I mentioned that weren't improved, like the arms opening up depending on how you twist it, but you can work around all that. And if you don't put this under here first, it does not want to tab onto the arm right here. But as you can see, I have it tabbed, so no real problems besides the gun being loose in places and these not being able to port on while you have these guns. So there you go. I like it. I'm satisfied, to be honest with you. Thank you for watching this. Thank you, Extra Zero, for finding it for me at Walmart before I found like 6 of them. Until next time, T-Man978, out of here.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.